Turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. Crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section. She call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let game, and back again. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay. She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's tube. She back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. Now you thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. And you thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? Welcome to Shay's 2 Late Night Owls Talk Time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Welcome to everybody in the bushes. You guys, let me go ahead and do this copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area. Part of it is filmed across the screen. Guys, if you enjoyed this content tonight, make sure you thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share and leave a comment. If you want to show additional support for the channel, feel free to do a super sticker, super chat, cash app donation, and $ Shades Tube, or copy yourself a membership for $4.99 per month. Thank you guys so much for being here. We'll get you something to drink and relax in bed. If you are at work, continue to do your job and watch or listen to me on the download. And we are getting ready to get started with this live. And tonight, guys, we are talking about Rob Reiner and Michele Reiners Son. He was charged today, 2 counts of unaliving, murder of his parents. And he could face either life in prison or he could face the you-know-what penalty. All right, so let's go right into this video I have for you guys. We're going to watch this first, and then we'll talk about a little bit, and that's talk about Diddy too, and that'll be it for tonight, okay? Thank you guys so much for being here, and welcome to everybody who watches this in the replay as well. All right, hope you guys had a beautiful Tuesday. All right, guys, we're going to watch this video that shows the son, Nick, in the store. And I guess they arrested him there. Let's see if this is the actual thing. He was taken into custody. Can y'all see this? Yeah. Oh, damn. They just pulled right up to him, huh? Oh my God, let's play it again. Let's start it back again. They starting this shit. Okay, there we go. We have to do it again. This is crazy. He was at Exposition Park, huh? I don't know why I keep on doing that, you guys. Let me see if I can just do it on this one right here.
Police say tonight the attack.
Okay, let me see up here if we can go. I don't know why it's having trouble playing this damn video. I was just playing videos great a few minutes ago. So that's them arresting this young dude. Damn shame, man. Stuff like this makes you mad. You know what I'm saying? When you see things like this. So we got a chance to look at that. Let's see that one more time when they was arresting him. There you go right there, as you guys can see. Here come the police. Damn, he knew what was going on. He saw their asses too. Unmarked cars. Yeah. That's it. What would make you want to unalive your own parents, you guys? Damn, when they just trying to help your ass. You know what I'm saying? They try to help you through all of your struggles and things like that. Gosh, that is absolutely crazy. Let's look at this real quick.
Let's talk about the trigger, because there's been so much reporting about this party at Conan O'Brien's house where witnesses said he was fighting with his dad, that his mom intervened. It was very awkward and uncomfortable. And then this report tonight that after comedian Bill Hader said he came up and barged into a personal conversation, it was pointed out to him, and he behaved very strangely. He stood there stone cold staring and then just huffed off. So I mean, that doesn't sound like the kind of triggering event that would cause a double murder.
You know, you never know. It could, the main part of the trigger could be that his mental health was not in a good place. Then you've got the escalation of impulsivity, the disinhibition from substances, and then maybe there's a psychosis. Maybe there's somewhere where he's just...
Maybe he was going through some type of mental situation, along with possibly engaging in some type of DRUG. Okay, that's because what exactly triggered him, you know?
Not in reality, he's hearing voices. So he interrupts Bill. He doesn't even know what he says. No one knows what's going on. And then he kind of like, you know, leaves reality a bit. And we don't know when the murder actually happened. Right. So we're looking at this compilation of his life and his relationships and his emotions and his mental health and his substances over decades.
I'm gonna point out a picture when we get to it. We're sort of on this rotating wheel of pictures right now, but it just occurred to me as I was looking at them. One of the pictures is of the family at the Spinal Tap premiere, which is pretty recent, actually. And you can tell something has happened to Nick. He looks...
Yeah, look at his eyes all like that and stuff, man. I mean, like I said, it may be a combination of the DRUGS along with whatever he, you know, could possibly going through mentally, you know. And I don't know how this could have been prevented, because I was talking to someone earlier today and I was saying, well, maybe if they just throw him out and just wash their hands at it, but that doesn't stop him from coming back to the house doing something to his parents because he's upset, you know. So I don't know how they could have prevented it, you know, because it's just hard, you know, being a parent and then your kids doing the most and get on DRUGS or have mental issues going on. Even if you throw them out, if they get mad or whatever the case is, they can still come to the house and, you know, unalive you or whatever the case is. So I don't know how this could have been prevented. I mean, you know, he's been struggling with these issues since he was 15. Okay, and I'm pretty sure they probably did everything that they could back then. I don't know because I don't know them. I mean, but I'm just saying, I'm thinking they probably did.
This is not the one. So look at Nick here on the far right. He's thin, he's tall, he's chiseled in the jaw, etc. That's the Spinal Tap picture. Look at the difference. I know, you can't judge a book by its cover, but does that tell you anything, the remarkable change in his outer appearance?
Yes. I mean, even down to his attire. His attire is, he's wearing a sweatshirt. He has gained weight. He looks disheveled. It tells you that he's not doing well, right? He's not at the best at where he was. And then you bring in the most recent dynamics of having to leave the home. He was not in a good place. And I think it was very clear to a lot of people around him. But why would you ever expect that he would kill his parents? You would never think that.
And that is true. And Jerry, thank you so much for being here. You said substance abuse can lead to possession, which can make anything possible. And I agree. He was strung out, no telling what was going on in his mind, what type of situations he got involved in. And that can definitely play a huge role on your mental. Okay.
His violence never escalated to that point that we know of. We don't know what happens inside the family.
So you said on your TikTok, Dr. Jobson, it was not inevitable, it was preventable. And I think a lot of people want to know, I've got problems in my family, or I've got an issue with my brother, my uncle, my cousin, my son, my daughter. What on earth do you mean by preventable? What kind of lessons can we learn from this?
I think we learn to be helpless when people are very, very difficult in our lives. We learn to be helpless. We learn that, okay, they will go to this level of violence. They have this range, but they've been in this range for such a long time that we don't anticipate them going further. Maybe they wreck up the guest house, but they don't go after a human being. Maybe they slap us, maybe they hit us, but they don't stab us. And when enough time passes and the behaviors have stayed in that range, we become helpless. We don't think we can make them better, but we don't think they're going to get worse. So we stop paying attention to the red flags and they kind of fade into the background. When the red flags are still all there and the individual is still fantasizing, he is still growing in his mind this resentment, everything that was always there before, but we're just not a party to it.
I don't know. How can that be prevented? Because you can pay attention to the red flags, right? You can pay attention to the red flags, but when you got a grown ass son that could be capable of anything, what can you do? You call the police, they're not going to do anything unless a crime is being committed. The only thing they're going to do is put them out, tell them to leave. So what can you do besides getting up, moving yourself, and not telling him where you're at? And how many parents are really going to do that? You hear a lot of stories similar to this where the children or the child, strung out on drugs, and then they either beat their parents or unalive their parents. I think a lot of times they do feel helpless. Okay? I really, truly do. And I honestly don't know what they could have done to prevent this other than protecting themselves. I'm just going to keep it real. I don't see what else they could have done. Okay? Because like I said before, they've been dealing with this since he was 15, and we don't know, what type of things they experienced with him. They don't know. We don't know if they got him help and it didn't work, or it worked a little bit. We just don't know because they haven't really released that much on him. Now, anyway, they said that he was a ticking time bomb. All right. They said he went on a meth fuel outburst as his dad and mom threatened to kick him out. So they was threatening to kick him out. And maybe that's the reason why this young man did what he did, because he probably thought they were going to put him out. I don't know. So let's see here. So yeah, they claim that he was threatened to be kicked out of his parents' home before he was arrested in connection to their unalivings. So Nick was living in the guest house, okay? The same one he destroyed more than once, but it had been like a revolving door. All this time. Okay, and this is according to an insider who told this to the Daily Mail. All right, he said he would do meth and not sleep for days, and then he would have outbursts, breaking things, punching walls. This person also said that Rob had no control, and once, not Rob, they said the son had no control, and once he punched the bathroom wall. This source said he was a ticking time bomb. His D use was getting worse, and his parents wanted him out. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Even if they call the police, the only thing the police is going to do is tell him to leave and tell his parents he has to go file the eviction. Okay? The eviction process in order to kick him out legally. And that's it. I mean, only if he does something, they will arrest him. Now, maybe with him punching out the wall, or if he did this and breaking up stuff and having outbursts, if they would have called the police then, maybe then the police would have been able to intervene, like arresting him, putting him in a 50-50 hold or something, because it sounded like he was having some type of mental situation going on, or either the D situation going on. You know, they could have possibly did that. You know, I don't know. So that is a red flag, and maybe they should have, you know, called the police or whatever the case is. But like a lot of people don't want to call the police for whatever reason. All right, they may not just want them involved. Now, this insider also claimed Nick would fight with his parents because they would give him the ultimatum: take your medications and stop using or move out. This is normal stuff, okay? So what was he taking medication for? His mental stuff? This insider also said that Nick also threatened his sister, okay, one time, Romy. He threatened her allegedly for confronting him. And he said all hell broke loose. He also said the parents did threaten to call the authorities multiple times, but they didn't. I see, that's what I'm talking about. A lot of people don't like the police, calling the police, and see how this ends, okay? Because see, if the police was called back then, Nick would have gotten arrested, and they either would have took him to a psychiatric place to get evaluated, or to the hospital to get evaluated by somebody, you know, obviously specialized in that. And he possibly could have been put in a hold or whatever the case is. And I don't know what else they would have did. But at least that would have been some type of real intervention, you know, some real type of intervention for him. This insider also said Nick would reportedly find the aftermath of his rage is funny, and he would brag about how he could get away with anything. Well, Nick, that's not true, because you're not getting away with this unaliving of your parents, son. He laughed about destroying his parents' guest house more than once. He was so nonchalant about it. And that's what you call being, what do you call that? I'm trying to think of the word. You know, like when you get everything you want and you don't think you can be touched, privilege, okay? So Nick, who has been in and out of rehab, would also allegedly take money from his parents for drugs and prostitutes. He would talk about this stuff in meetings, but then stop going because he said it was too cultish. Cultish, okay, you know, like being in a cult. Okay, that's according to the insider. So in his 2018 interview on the Dopey podcast, Nick recalled a meth-fueled rage that left him up for days and punching out some things in the guest house. Okay? He said everything in the guest house got wrecked. That's when I would have called the police on his ass. Okay, he sure would have. That's crazy. So let's see here. So he definitely had a lot of warning red flags. Okay, and again, like I said, I know a lot of people don't like call putting the police in the business, the family business, but sometimes you just have to. Like this insider said, allegedly, he threatened to call the police, but in the end, he didn't do anything. He didn't call the police, and this is why this guy kept doing things. Okay, this is why he kept doing stuff, and it just got worse. Goodness. And you know what? They also made a confession, at least allegedly. They claimed that Rob and his wife told their friends they were scared about their son's deteriorating mental health in his DRUG addiction. Okay? And they said this hours before they were unalive. And let me tell you something. Either you can call them or you'll end up someplace you don't want to be. All right? Point blank. If your child is doing crazy stuff and you don't call anybody to help you, then that's on you. I mean, because that's silly. Your child is in there breaking shit up, hitting you, threatening you, acting crazy. You just don't sit there and not do anything, not call the police. Please. That's the one time the police needs to be called. They need to be called. Because the thing is that that's what happened. Something similar happened to, I think, what's his name? What's that dude's name? The one who called saying extra healing. What's that? Marvin Gaye. That's what happened to him, right? He got into an altercation, or he was on DRUGS, I believe. I can't remember. And I think he was fighting his dad or hit his dad, and his dad unalived him. Okay? So when you don't call the police, it escalates. Either the kids get hurt or either the parents. Point blank. So you need to call the police in certain situations. They claim that Rob and his wife, they were scared of their son Nick's erratic behavior at that holiday party hours before they were unalive. So they was afraid of him. And of course, because he was 78, almost 80, the wife was 68. And that argument they had was pretty loud too. And they said that the way that son was acting at that party, it was freaking everybody out. Okay? Yeah, Marvin Gaye dad was ready. It could be, listen, it is what it is. Like I said, if you don't call the police, okay, either you are going to be unalive if it gets to that point, or your kids are. So why would you want any one of those to happen? So sometimes it's just best to call the police. Of course, if they be acting crazy like that with the police, when they come, they still may get unalive. But the thing is, what you going to do? What are you going to do if your kids are on DRUGS and having one of those outbursts and doing the most and tearing up everything, punching walls out, threatening you and your significant other? What you going to do? You're going to let him or her unalive, you guys, or what? Shit. And like I said, Nick has a history of you-know-what abuse, okay? So they claim that they was in an argument that night because Nick refused to go back to rehab. And they also said he looked like he was high on something. I told y'all he probably was high I don't know for sure, but that's what they're saying now. A neighbor also said that Rob and the wife confessed they were scared for their son and had grown increasingly concerned that his mental state was deteriorating. Okay. Now, they said that Nick was supposed to be off of the RUGS. All right. But when he went to that party, Conan O'Brien's party, and was going off, it seemed like he was on something. All right. So they say he was addicted to opiates. I think that's how you said that. And heroin. I say heroin. Okay. They say he also was homeless. Okay. As well. Before. So Nick allegedly did not want to go to rehab. He wanted to get help at his house. Okay. That's crazy. So clearly, I guess Rob and his wife felt like he couldn't get the right type of help at the house. So they probably wanted him in a facility, so he can be there all the time because they were afraid of their son. Okay. If he would have got help at the house, that means that he would still be around them. They probably wanted him to be in a facility so they can watch him, so they can deal with him, so they would not be scared because you never know. They probably figured that he might try to do some weird stuff. You just never know. And it's crazy. So when they had that argument at Conan O'Brien's party, Christmas party, Rob and his wife left. Okay. Now I don't know when the son left. Okay. So, so I guess he thought he was going to get away with this, which is crazy. When they arrested him, he had checked into a Santa Monica motel. Okay. He was 15 miles from his parents' home when he got arrested. Anyway, the LAPD officers did check Nick's motel room where they discovered a shower full of blood and blood on the bed. Bed sheets were reportedly hung over the motel room's window to block out any light. So that's where he ran to once he unalived his parents. So anyway, he was charged, like you guys already know, with murder. And of course, he's been held without bail, as he should be. He did not appear in court earlier today because he has not been medically cleared. He's probably, all those medical problems. I mean, not medical, but his mental problems. They probably, are finding that out. They say he was freaking out everybody at that damn party. I would have called the police on his ass right at the party and had him picked up. And, maybe if that was done, the parents would be alive right today. That's why I say sometimes it's good to call the police, okay? Because, look what happens when you don't. That's tripped out, man. Okay, let's see what else we got real quick on this. So we already saw him being handcuffed and everything. And I think that's all of the updates I have on him. And like I told you guys yesterday, any other updates, I'll let you guys know. I'm pretty sure we're going to find out even more information regarding Nick, and Rob and his wife. And again, my condolences are expressed out to his family, his friends, his fans, and my prayers are sending out to them as well. That's a sad situation, man. I mean, for real, for real. And, people making jokes, about his unaliving. You guys are pathetic. All right. It's just, y'all don't realize anybody can be in the same situation. Even if it's not kids, I mean, anything can happen at any time. It's not a good thing to make jokes about people who get unalive or people who pass on. Days are not, honestly, everybody's days are numbered. You never know when your number may be called. So therefore, it's not a good thing to make jokes regarding anyone when they pass. Okay, point blank. Even if you don't like their political party or whatever the case is. It's crazy. And I will keep y'all updated, like I just said a few minutes ago. All right. So now let's go ahead and talk about 50 cents in Diddy. Okay. So a lot of people are asking you guys, why is 50 cents going so hard on Diddy? So this is what we got. $50 cents, you guys, as you already know, he has been trolling Sean Diddy Combs for about 2 decades, okay? 50 has said that Diddy was involved in the 1996 unaliving of Tupac. And of course, Diddy has denied that. Okay? So let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's see here. Now, 50 Cent claims that docuseries about Diddy is not personal. Okay? And he also denied there being a feud in his December the 1st Instagram post. He claimed he put 2 of Combs' kids in his script TV shows, but they didn't like. But what he didn't like this, but he didn't like, he said fruity stuff to him or some shit. I don't know what they're talking about right here. Okay. Let's see. So maybe 50 was just acting crazy. So let's see. So in November 2002, 50 Cent shades Combs on B.I.G. remix. Let's see what he said. Okay, so one song, 50 Cent says, "There's no place like home, New York, New York. I run the city and I don't dance around like Diddy." I remember that. Okay, then in 2005, Diddy and 50 allegedly clashed over Mace. So let's see here. 50 revealed on the Howard Stern show that he was willing to sign Mace to his G-Unit label after Combs had given Mace the go-ahead to go find a new opportunity. However, that deal collapsed, 50 claimed, due to Combs being unreasonable. 50 claims that he thought Combs felt like Mace was the last piece to his legacy. Then 50 called Sean Diddy Combs a sucker in relation to the Mace deal in a Hot 97 chat with Funk Master Flex. He said 2 million, 50 alleged, it was like Mace ain't worth 2 million, with 2 million in his pocket. Okay? Then in September 2006, 50 Cent drops the bomb, the B-O-M-B. That was a diss track in which he alludes to his claim that Combs knows who shot and unalive Biggie, okay, in March 1997. Fifty saying, man, Puffy know who hit that nigga, okay? He said, man, that nigga soft. Then 50 goes on to talk about Sean Diddy Combs' infamous white parties, okay? He said, oh, I guess this means I won't be invited to the white parties in the Hamptons. He said, I don't give a F. I don't want to hang out with your punk A, no way. And then in 2024, in an interview with the Hollywood Reporter, 50 noted how he's been very vocal about not going to Puffy parties and doing shit like that. He said those parties had a very uncomfortable energy. In June 2010, 50 claims Diddy is not an artist. All right. He took those shots when he was doing the interview with Hot 93.7. He said an artist would be someone who wrote something on a record. Okay. Let's see what else he said. He also took aim at his perception that Combs values business over art. He said what Diddy does is basically not hip hop. All right. In July 2010, 50 demands Combs stop alleged exploiting Biggie's unaliving. Okay. 50 launched an online petition demanding that Combs let Big rest in peace. He said in that petition, Biggie's name should have never become Combs' black card. He also said, when was the last time Diddy really was bigging up his brother, not bigging up his bank? Okay. And as noted by The Guardian, 50 called Combs a bitch when he was on Shade 45, okay, which is Eminem's Sirius XM channel. He said, you know how an ugly bee surrounds herself with pretty girls? Well, he is the pretty bee with the other girls around him. He will suck the life out of everyone he is around. Dang. Then in April 2014, 50 insults Combs. He called him, let's see what he said. He called his music that he did, his track, garbage. Okay, because Combs did a record, not a record, a track called Big Homie. And that's the track that 50 Cent called garbage. He said Puff's still out there. He don't even need a record because he don't got one. He said, you know, Puff ain't got no music that you want to hear. Okay. Then in 2016, can't stop. In July 2016, sorry about that, y'all. 50 disses Combs' vodka brand. Let's see what he said. So they won't tell us exactly what he said right there. Oh no, he said Puff, it's not even vodka. It's grapes made with vodka. You know what I'm saying. That's what he said on the podcast, okay? He said it's made from wheat from Holland and distilled 5 times, so it's a lot less sugar. It's the right way. And then later, when you have a headache because you finished your full bottle of Ciroc, I told you I was smart. He said something like that, you guys. Then in July 2016, 50 calls Diddy a fruit pop. And he said that because he recalled a story where Diddy allegedly asked him to go shopping. Okay? And we remember that one right there. That's what he said. 50 said, nah, I'm not effing with this weird energy or weird shit. He said, I thought that was the weirdest shit in the world because that might be something that a man says to a woman. He said, nah, he ain't into that man taking him shopping. Then in 2018, Diddy denies there's any beef with 50. And they took a picture together. And then Combs said, y'all can't see that he loves me. He really think that's hate. You know he loves me. He said, when he does that, it's like funny to me. I don't really take it personal. I know he has a different sense of humor. He's just not in my life. We don't have to never cross paths. And I would never say nothing negative about him because that's just not me. And then Combs said, there's something about me that has him on me all the time. And then they asked Combs about the shopping thing, with 50. Combs said, yeah, I thought he needed some clothes. I'm a nice guy. And then in October 2023, 50 alleges Combs was involved in a hit on, Tupac. Okay. He said, damn, so Pac got lined by Brother Love? He said, Brother Love, time to lawyer up. Shit might get sticky. All right. So they've been going, 50 has been going back, messing with Diddy for a long time, you guys, for a long time. And I really don't recall Diddy saying anything really to him, anything crazy. They also said the reason why 50 be clowning Diddy is because of 50's baby mama. And I told y'all that story once before. So I don't know if that's true. I'm not going to get ready to tell you guys about it again because I don't remember everything about it. And I don't have the information in front of me. But that's what they said. All right. So I don't know. I don't know how much longer 50 is going to continue this. The docu-series is a hot ass mess. That's what I heard because I haven't seen it. I'll take some time to watch it, on Netflix or whatever the case is. But, the stuff that I read on it, some of the shit that was revealed is a hot ass mess and stuff. But again, 50 has been going in on him for a long time. Just in July, 50 called Sean Diddy Combs the GAY John Gotti. Okay? And one would wonder, why would 50 call him GAY? 50 probably knows a lot of stuff. I mean, about what's been going on in Diddy's life. He may, I don't know. Because Diddy claims they don't really cross paths. But that doesn't mean he still doesn't know anything. You know what I'm saying? Because 50 know people that know Diddy. So, yeah. So it is what it is. I mean, like I said, he's been messing with this dude for a long, long time. And then, just back in October, 50 bucks Combs plea for a pardon from President Trump. So And he said then, man, you can't get no pardon running your mouth like that. LOL, get out of here. You know, because he said all that little stuff about Trump allegedly, you know, doing one of his free elections and stuff like that. So that's probably why Donald Trump didn't even pay attention to that, you know, request. And you're going around talking about people or saying shit, and then later on thinking they're gonna help you because they won't help you. You have to watch what you say. All right. So that's their history, and I did not include every single thing, but that's some of the stuff that Diddy and 50 Cent has been doing, or at least I think they said 2 decades, which is a long damn time. Okay, and if I get any updates on the docu-series that I need to tell you guys about, or Diddy, I'll let you guys know. All right. All right. So let me give you all a couple breaking news, and we are getting ready to get out of here. We've been on here for 46 minutes. What time is it? Yeah, let me hurry up because I know I got to go in a minute. So y'all heard about that DoorDash driver who delivered a meal to, you know, obviously some customers, right? And when she put the meal, you know, the meal down at the door, she sprayed something on the meal, which ended up to be pepper spray, and it made, I think, the guy's wife sick. Anyway, let me see what happened to her real quick. And let me take this off. Well, actually, let me leave that on. Anyway, she does have charges pending against her, okay? They said Courtney Stevenson is facing serious criminal charges after a doorbell camera captured her spraying a mystery substance, which is pepper spray, directly onto a customer's food. Now, this lady claims that she was only trying to scare away a spider, despite freezing winter temperatures that make such a scenario highly unlikely. Okay. Now I could show y'all this real quick on what's the name before we get ready to leave. Let me show y'all. That's why you got to watch these damn delivery people. Okay, let me show y'all real quick.
A DoorDash driver is facing felony charges after pepper spraying a customer's food.
We are going to turn her on because that's all we need to see. See her? She claimed she was spraying a spider. Why would she need to spray spider? I mean, excuse me, why would she need to spray some spray if she's outside? She could have just run the doorbell and handed them their food. So they did arrest her, charged her with battery, and y'all saw that. Something with tampering with food or something. She saw a damn spider. That's weird. Why did she really do that though? That is so damn weird to me. Okay. Pepper spray. So she was spraying pepper spray at a spider by the people's food when all she had to do is pick the food up and knock on the door. She's a damn lie. She probably sprayed them people's food because maybe they ordered some food before and then tip her, or maybe the tip wasn't big enough, or what. I don't know. That's crazy. I don't believe her story though. I just really don't believe that. That's weird. This happened on December the 7th. So anyway, the couple, okay, so when did they see the damn doorbell camera stuff? Okay, because if the DoorDasher was at the door, the camera would say, somebody's at your door. You would think that the couple would be watching her spray the shit, right? And wouldn't eat the food. So clearly they must didn't see her doing it on the doorbell camera. So anyway, they started eating it. They ate part of their food. All right. Then they said they reported intense burning sensations in their mouths, throats, and stomachs. And then they started vomiting. So afterwards, that's when they looked at their home security footage. And that's when they saw what she did. I wonder why she did that though. She sprayed that stuff right on the bag and then walked away. This woman is 29 years old, okay? Yeah, she said she saw a spider near the food and used pepper spray to scare it away, insisting she did not intend to contaminate the order. That's stupid. All right. And they don't believe that either because they said it was like in mid-30s and it's too cold for spiders to be outside. I don't believe her, okay? I don't. Because even if you did see a spider, you're not going to spray it on a damn bag. You're going to pick the bag up or shit, just leave the bag there because the spider is not going to get in the food and eat it. All right, just leave the bag there and leave. Now, she did it on purpose. I believe she did anyway. That's weird. Anyway, she's getting ready to be in some serious damn trouble for doing that. You cannot do crazy stuff like that. All right. Anyway, the next story is that 4 people were arrested in a terror plot targeting Southern California beaches. All right. And also targeting the New Year's Eve event in LA. All right, which is crazy.
And to some developing news, a foiled terror plot targeting Southern California.
So listen.
4 suspected members are accused of planning a series of local bombing attacks.
So they was going to do some local bombing attacks. It was 3 women and 1 man in some type of extremist group. I think that's what they said. So I guess they was going to also do it at the beaches too in Southern California, which is crazy. Let me see what else they got on them. Hold on. That is crazy. Some of these people are absolutely nuts. Let me look up that information real quick. I think I actually got it on my phone. Hold on, let me see. Maybe on my other one. Let's see. I think it's on this one. Hold on for a minute, y'all. Let me get that. This girl got 50,000 phones over here looking on it. Got what I did with this stuff. I don't know. Let me just look at it because I forgot what I did with the information. I thought I sent it to myself right here. Let's see. No, I don't know what I did with that. Let me just type that in real quick. Yeah, they was going to do a New Year's Eve bombing plot, okay, here in Los Angeles. Can y'all believe that? And then I guess they was going to hit some beaches as well. And no telling what else they was trying to do. So they was in the desert east of Los Angeles. And they was out there testing improvised explosive devices. That's where they were caught at, okay? And they're trying to identify other suspects. They think other people were involved. It's a far left extremist group. So you got Audrey Carroll, 30, Zachary Page, 32, Dante Gaffield, 24, Tina Lay, 41. They face charges including conspiracy and possession of an unregistered destructive device. Okay, that's what they face so far. So they were going to do some explosive devices being planted at locations that targeted 2 U.S. companies described as logistics centers at midnight on New Year's Eve in LA area. It was going to attack immigration and customs enforcement agents and put pipe BOMBs in their cars. They were going to do this in January and February. They was going to take some of these people out and they was going to scare the rest of them. That's crazy, man. It's a good thing they caught them because they was going to do some wild shit, man. They would have been down in LA, downtown probably, on New Year's Eve. It's a lot of people be there. And I think 3 of them are American, I think. But that's crazy. I'm glad they caught them, for sure. Goodness. So, but they are trying to investigate to make sure nobody else was involved in it, okay? Hold on. Oh, I need to turn that off. Hold on, let me turn this off, you guys. That's the video of it. Let me just turn that off real quick. But that is crazy, man. That is crazy. Well, one more news story, and then that's going to be it. Hold on, let me give y'all this real quick. Hold on, let me take that off. I'm glad they caught these weirdos, and hopefully anybody else is involved, they'll catch them too. Because that's just, you don't need any more of those type of things going on. Check this out. A daycare accidentally served bleach solution to kids. And this happened months after some employees there were charged with alleged abuse. How the hell can you make a mistake and give kids a bleach solution? Even if you put a little bleach in it, it still smells, okay? Anyway, that daycare center was closed, as it should be. And let's see what else happened real quick. And let's see. So yeah, the doors were closed permanently, indefinitely. Okay. They claim that the kids was served that by accident. Okay. And this happened 5 months after 3 other employees at Bright Horizons Daycare were indicted in connection with alleged abuse. Now, the bleach solution was given to these kids by accident on October 27th. Now, the daycare center claims this was a mistake. And they said it was only a small amount of bleach. And they claim that they did contact the poison control once they realized what happened. Also, a teacher also drank that solution as well. I'm still trying to figure out why they didn't smell it. That's crazy. Why would you even have that solution close to, foods, so you can, something like that could happen. If you got this stuff sitting by food, by, your pitchers with water in it or any other type of liquid. I mean, that's crazy. Why would you even have that in the same area? That's crazy. The two employees who were arrested for abusing kids at the daycare 5 months earlier, they abused up to 9 children that range in ages from 1 to 2 years old. Okay? They said they covered a child's mouth with tape, hit kids with metal water bottles, sprayed one child in the face with a bottle that was filled with soap mixed with water and bleach, and dragged a girl by her hair. The same daycare. Okay? And then they want us to believe that bleach solution was given to the kids by mistake. It could have been, though, because a teacher drunk it, but still, it's still incompetent, okay, and negligent. So I don't know if they're going to get any charges filed on them for that, but I'm just thinking they probably will be. I don't know. Okay, so if I get any updates, I will let you guys know all about it. Those other 2, though, or 3, I forgot how many of them it was. I think it was just 2. They are in serious trouble for sure. And I just told you guys some of the stuff that they did. And they all have multiple counts, okay, of endangering the welfare of a child. They also got charges of assault, strangulation in the 2nd degree, and attempted assault. Crazy. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for listening and everything. You guys, don't forget in the comments section, just tell me what y'all think about Rob Reiner, son Nick. What do you guys think happened there? Do you think he has mental things going on that, played a huge role in him unaliving his parents? Or do you think it's mostly drugs? All right, let me know. And what do you guys think about 50 Cent trolling Diddy all this time? Okay, what do you guys think about that? And did you see that docu-series yet? All right. Y'all, don't forget to thumbs up this video. If you enjoyed this content, also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure to share and leave a comment. Hit that hype up button. All you have to do is move the comment thing over a little bit, slide it over, and the hype button will come up. So hype my video up for me. Check out my other videos, Country Rain live reactions, Country Rain pre-recorded reactions, idolatry hauls. I have one coming out tomorrow, and my Night Owl lives, and my mini hauls on my YouTube shorts. Check all of that stuff out, guys. I appreciate you guys. And if you want to show additional support for the channel, feel free to do a super sticker, super chat, cash app donation at $ShadesTube, or copy yourself a membership of $4.99 per month. All right. Thank you to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watched this in a replay over here in the chat. We got Jerry Brown. Thank you so much for being here. Tony Dance. What's going on, Tony Dance? Thank you so much for being here. Jermaine. Thank you so much for being here. That's it. I'll see you guys either tomorrow or Thursday with another Night Owl Talk Time. Peace out, y'all. Good night. And y'all have a blessed day tomorrow, too, okay? And like I said, I'll either see you guys tomorrow night or either Thursday. Y'all take care. All right? And I'll have more updates on Rob Reiner and whatever else. All right? Peace out, y'all. Let me mute this. Good night, y'all. Good night. Sweet dreams. Sweet dreams, y'all. Good night. Good night, y'all.
Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shades 2, baby. She back again. again like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she called names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, hey, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right, yeah, late night with Shay.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laugh.